Hello, today we're going to make some cute Christmas dangle earrings using these fake Christmas sprinkles that we've been using and some UV resin. For these, I'm going to use these molds but only use the smallest ones. So for example, we're just going to use these small rectangles out of this one. I like to do smaller projects with UV resin, and any of the bigger ones I like to do epoxy resin because I find that the bigger ones will warp with UV resin. So I just like to stick to that as a rule. So I used my toothpick to bring any bubbles to the surface and to bring my resin around the edges, and I used the lighter to pop the bubbles. And now I'm going to distribute some of these fake sprinkles directly into the resin and take my toothpick and go ahead and push those down flat. You don't want those to be sticking out of your resin, so make sure they're laying flat down and arrange them however you want to. I just tried to arrange them to where there wasn't too many of one type of sprinkle in the same spot. But other than that, that was all I did. Then use the lighter to pop the bubbles, and your UV light, put it under there for a minute. So we're going to do the same thing with these. And this has some snowflakes and little candies and some gingerbread houses, and they made some really cute earrings. And I'm just going to make sure those are flat down and put it under the UV light. So this one I did something a little different. I took only some snowflakes. So the pack that we just saw, I took the snowflakes out of it. And then I'm going to use some blue glitter flakes. And I wanted it to make it look like kind of like a snowy day. And I really love how they turned out. I love the glitter flakes for when you're doing any type of like mermaid type of earring. But a lot of times you can find other really pretty uses for them, like this instance. I'm not going to completely cover the back of them. I'm just going to disperse it just a little bit to give it a little bit of sparkle. And I love how it turned out. Again, these get really sharp if you have them sticking out of your resin. So make sure they're laying flat down in there. And put it under your UV light. And then for this one, we're just doing, these are all different sprinkle packs. They come in a big pack in individual bags from Amazon. I'll link them and everything else I use in the description if you're looking for things. This one I decided to put some gold foil. Gold foil does the same thing. It will get very sharp if it's sticking out of the resin. Once it mixes with resin, it's really sharp. So make sure it's laying flat down into that resin. And I'm not going to cover the whole back. I'm just putting a few of the bigger pieces down in there flat. And press that down and put it under the UV light like we did the rest of them. And as I'm doing this, I have them off to the side, curing longer as I'm working on another pair of earrings, as long as it's far enough away that it's not curing the one you're working on. So now we're going to dome these. I've taken them out of the mold, putting a little bit of UV resin on top, and take your toothpick and very, very gently move it to the edges. I didn't speed this up because I wanted you to see exactly what I was doing. See how I'm just very, very gently taking that toothpick and moving it to the edges, and see how I'm dropping it around the hole where the jump ring will go. That's so it doesn't go down into that hole. You want to keep that space. Once the resin fills your hole, you have to drill it and then make it look like it wasn't drilled. It's a whole thing, so it's just so much easier to try not to get any resin in that hole. Once that's done, use your lighter to pop the bubbles and put it under the UV light. At that stage, I'd like to keep it under there for like 3 minutes, so I just do it enough to set it and set it off to the side with the others and let them all cure together. So look how cute this one turned out. Just go ahead and do the same thing. It just has different edges, so move them all to the edges very, very gently. Once the resin starts running over the edge, it starts making a mess because it'll start pulling and the rest of the resin starts pulling over. So try your hardest to be very gentle and not make it go over the edge. If you do happen to, get you a Q-tip and try to clean it up in some alcohol, and that should help. Now this is what they look like once we've domed them, and now we're going to add our hardware. So take your jump ring, and 2 pliers is best to use to close the jump ring so your hands don't hurt by the end. And this one, I found out this one's fine. It's the other one for the pair. It had a mistake on it. I didn't feel like fixing it just now, so I went ahead and turned this one into a necklace. So right now I'm turning it into an earring, but I'll show you in a minute. Once I found out the other one was damaged, I decided to make this into a necklace. But it would make a really cute earring too. The gold matches the gold foil. So I also did some silver ones with our lighter colored earrings, like these snowflake ones, and I think they turned out really pretty. It's nice to have both gold and silver on hand so you can make your jewelry look nice. So when you're closing these up, use 2 pliers and make sure they're very, very even so it looks nice. They turned out so cute. So here's me turning this into a necklace, and I would have totally used gold for this because there's gold foil, but I ran out of gold necklaces, so I need to order some and then I'll change it out later. But for the purpose of the video, I did want to show you it can turn into a necklace. I'll change it into a gold later. So these all looked so cute. I love how they turned out. These will go great with my collection. I need to actually take some to the shop I'm selling some at because they requested some holiday earrings. So I'm going to take all my holiday earrings I've made so far to them. And then I wanted to show you a comparison of what they look like in a minute. If you like this video, please like and subscribe. And comment and tell me which one you like the best. I have a ton of videos on my channel, and I have a lot more Christmas on there that we've been working on as well. And more will come up until Christmas is over. So look at this comparison of my keychains and studs that I've made. They all are very cohesive and look great. Have a Merry Christmas.